Hey Cashers, it's Lisa. Look at Lisa. And it is time for Live at 5. So I'd like to know how everybody is doing. If you are joining me live, go ahead and type in where you are from. And if you're catching this on a replay, that's great. Just type in replay and let me know where you are watching me from. And you can go ahead and add in your caching name too. So I'm Lisa, Look at Lisa from Cash Advance. And I'm here in my home office studio. It was a work from home day today for me. My car's been under the weather, but we just got it back from the mechanic. It was quite the adventure. If you follow me on Facebook, on my personal page, you'd see the adventure that we had last weekend. But anyway, my car's much better now. However, I am still suffering from my allergies. Here we go. Well, let me make sure I've got this live happening everywhere where it should be. Yep, looks like it is. Excellent. Cool. So again, hi, I am Lisa, Look at Lisa from Cash Advance, and I wanted to talk about events today. I had a whole different live planned out, but I've been watching social media and fielding a lot of questions, basically around events. So the new Wheel of Challenge challenge is going to be coming out August 7th is when it starts. But they went ahead and dropped all the information so we can get a head start and know what it's about. And it is the Iconic Casher. And that's going to be a challenge for some folks, I think. So there's two levels to earn the souvenir. There's the easy souvenir, and you need to find 3 different types of caches within this time period. And they are traditional, an Adventure Lab location, and an event. Find or attend an event. And then the hard one includes quite a few more cache types, or icons as we call them, as you see on the map. And those are traditional, Adventure Lab, event, virtual, earth cache, multi, mystery or puzzle cache, and a letterbox. So you're going to find all of those cache types, and that will earn you the hard souvenir. And I see we've got folks joining us. We've got Brian. Hey, Brian. Good to see you. Scatter74 from Beacon, Illinois. Awesome. And we've got a Facebook user saying you've planned 4 for this month. Ooh, 4 events? That's amazing. So I can't see who you are. If you want to grant StreamYard permission, just go up into the description here on this post and grant StreamYard permission, and that will share your information so we can see who you are. But if not, that's okay. You can stay anonymous. I see we've got Lori. Hello from Western Washington. Hey, Lori. I know you guys just had a great event over there as well for the camp out. So I'd love to hear a report back from that when you get a chance. And well, we've got Paul also. Hey, Slabod Pa. I always have trouble saying that. It's good to see you too, Paul. Awesome. Cool. So I've been seeing people posting on pages, and again, I've been fielding some questions. How do I find an event? There aren't any events in my area. What am I going to do? I can't even earn the easy one. Can anybody host an event? Are there any rules around? How do you make an event cache? It's so different from hiding a container as to what we're used to doing just for regular traditional caches. So I thought today I would come on and unpack all about events and share my top 5 tips for events. And Lori, here's a quick trip report from her event. It was the Washington State Geocaching Association camp out. You had about 30 people come out for dinner, and 15 did the poker run. Awesome. Well, that's a good manageable amount. Cool. And Reagan, you're back watching. Great. Thanks, Reagan. Good to know. Awesome. Cool. Good to see you guys. This is fun. Got lots of folks chiming in, joining us today. So again, so what's an event? So an event cache is a published geocache at a stated coordinates, like a cache. However, it's for a short period of time, and it's an opportunity for geocachers to get together. And you can log a will attend, which I'll talk about later, and then log an attended as well. So that's how you earn by logging the attended. That's how you earn the event icon. And so they can be all sorts of things. They can be, a meet and greet at a local coffee shop, at a park, at a trailhead, get together for a period of time and meet up with geocachers. However, you can't go caching as an event. If you wanted to meet folks and then go caching like on a power run or hike up a trail, the hike part is not part of the event, but the actual meetup at one location is the event. And there's other guidelines too around hosting events or around events. They have to last at least 30 minutes. And CITO events, which are a cleanup, cash in, trash out event, I believe they have to last an hour in length. Enough time, obviously, to get together, do a service project of some sort. So that's kind of events in a nutshell. If you want to go on to geocaching.com and look at all of their help information and support information, they've got a lot of information there on events. And we do too over at Cache GPT. I'm going to put that in the comments here. Do I have a banner made up of that? I do. So if you go over to cache-gpt.com, that is our AI just for geocaching. So go ahead and type in there, ask it questions about events, and it's going to give you back some really good information all about geocaching events. And then, of course, there's also information over at Groundspeak and their help and support information. And you can always reach out to your local reviewers. They're happy to help you, figure out what you need to do. But I'm going to give you my top 5 tips. And I've got actually 2 bonuses. It was going to be 1, but I actually have 2 bonuses at the end for my top tips for events. Let me get back here to my comments. Oh my goodness, got all kinds of folks coming in. So Scouter, yeah, I'd like to hear about people's, I'm also going to ask you all for your tips for events as well. So as I'm listing out mine, we'll talk through them. And if you've got some more to add to it or comments about that, I'll bring your comments in as well as I see them. But I see Scouter here did a meet and greet last weekend in Ohio, and you had 6 other cachers. That's great. And Lori held 4 in July and 2 so far in August. Oh my goodness. You held different local parks plus 2 in the mall. Yeah, we've been having a lot of events in our local malls as well. They always have a food court, and in inclement weather, it's not a bad place to get together. Plenty of parking. It's all free to come on in and, push a couple of tables together. So malls work really well for events. Absolutely. And you were saying that the events were to help those working on the streak. Oh, yeah. For the July 2023. Yeah, where we had to find so many caches to earn all of those souvenirs, the hard souvenirs. They were a challenge for sure. And one more from Lori. A great day to hold an event. Oh, we'll get to that one. Reading ahead here. But that's definitely a good tip. You and I are on the same wavelength. So that's good. So that's events in a nutshell. Basically, what they're about, kind of how the description of them. And they're really about just a way for geocachers to get together, meet each other, do something potentially, like a service project or something along that line, or a celebration. Those are a lot of fun as well. So how do you find events? That was one of the questions that I saw coming by on some of the social medias is, how do you find an event cache? What is that? So I'm going to show you 2 different ways. I'm going to share my screen. Hopefully this will work. And you'll be able, I'm going to walk you through on the website, because I'm on my computer here, how to find event caches in your area or any area, really. So I'm going to go ahead and add to stream here. I'm going to go over to geocaching.com. This is where you go to the map view. And hopefully this is working. I'm watching myself on another screen just to make sure. Someone chime in on the chat if you're not seeing me on my on the map view here. So go to map view, and then over here you can filter. And this is where you want to filter for just event caches. So we go over here to geocache type, deselect all, and then just select the megas, the gigas, the regular events, and CETOs, because I believe they do challenge or do count for the wheel of challenges for events. Make sure that you've got all the other cache status found by all. Okay, so all the caches will show up now, and then hit apply. And they're going to show up as little red dots. And you can scroll way out because there aren't thousands and thousands of geocaches. I'm in Spokane, so I'm showing you the Spokane area. And you can scroll even further. Say I'm planning a little trip down to the Tri-Cities area, which is down here, where we had the Tri-Cities mega event. And you can see that there's 2 here. And but I'm going to go back up. Let's go ahead and learn about this one. Cool Down the Park. So you can open it right here. You can see, looks like it's already happened. So this one has come and gone. But do they have any newer ones coming here? Yes, this one here. So you can open the cache page and learn more about it. They're always going to have a time because these are timed events. And if you arrive outside of the time of the event, you didn't make it. So you DNF'd it, actually, if you're a day late, if you got the date wrong on the calendar. You got to be there during the time of the actual event. And it's usually right up at the top as well here. This one is 11 to 11:30, so this meets the minimum of 30 minutes. And they are at a set of coordinates. Often they'll give you a little bit of information. He's saying he's hosting a get-together at the IHOP. Come share stories. Come share stories and crepes with me and the boys. What fun. So it looks like they're celebrating their 1-year cache anniversary. That's awesome. So that would be a fun event. So that's one way to find them. And another way I'm going to show you is through your profile. So I'm going to click over here to my actual profile. And right here on the right, there's a calendar right there. And in red are events that are coming up. So you can click Picnic in the Park is my next closest one. And it's 12 miles away from my home coordinates. This little M here, that's a mega event. So these are going to show up outside of your, listed area. It's the West Bend Cache Bash is on the 12th. And you can set your how far away that you want to show these on your calendar right here with this little cog in the settings. So you can dial it down to even maybe just 10 miles from your home. And you're going to have many fewer events, but they will be included, the mega events that are, I believe, within your country. Don't quote me on that. But I like to keep mine pretty broad because I travel a lot. And I don't mind traveling 100 miles to go to an event. So that's one way, is right on your profile there to find events. So this Stromala one, you can click it here. It's going to give you a little preview. And then you can click it again, and it will actually take you there to the cache page. So those are the 2 main ways that I find caches. You can also do this on the app. Just filter, deselect all of the cache types except for events. Be sure you deselect. You might have to scroll down even further to deselect Adventure Labs, because they will fill up your map view as well if you're in a dense area like we have here in Spokane of a lot of Adventure Labs. And then you can see them on the map that way. So those are the 2 ways that I know to find those. Find them where they're happening and when they're happening, so you can get a good idea of what's coming up and what you might want to find. So my next tip number 2, read the description. So you want to, for sure, read up on everything that is about the event. This one here, let's have a social lunch picnic in the park. So it's a picnic in the park, and bring your lunch and chairs or blankets, and let's hang out for a while. So it's bring your own food. It's going to be a picnic. So folks are going to be eating there. So bring a sack lunch, picnic, stop somewhere, grab some fun food to come on up. And they're going to provide a cooler of water to share. So if you'd like something other than water, bring your own drink. But if you just want to show up, go ahead. You don't have to bring a lunch. Just show up and hang out with other geocachers. And then the other thing too is you definitely want to log a will attend. So that is my third tip for events is you want to log a will attend. This is crucial for the cache owner or the publisher to know, who's hosting the event so they know how many people to expect. And then if it's at a restaurant, they can let the restaurant management know, hey, we've got 20 or 30 people coming. Maybe they might want to have extra staff on hand. Or maybe you, if you're just at a park, want to bring extra chairs or, how much water to bring for everybody. So be sure to log a will attend and then put it on your calendar. Put it on your personal calendar, whatever that is, that you have set that up. And the other cool thing about when you have logged a will attend is if the cache host, the event host posts an update, you will get an email about that. So you'll keep updated if things change. We know that sometimes things change. Weather is going to change potentially. So the actual location might move from outdoor to an indoor venue nearby or what have you. If you have logged a will attend, you'll be receiving emails giving you all of that information and let you know if any other changes or updates that might be happening to the event. So let me turn off screen share. Woo, there we are. Hey guys. So again, quick, Lori even said that right there. Definitely a will attend will also get you notifications if anything changes. So Lori, you and I, we're like right on sync here. This is great. And it looks like Scouter had a interesting one. So your recent event was a Panera Bread, and there was a power outage in the area, and they were closed. Oh no, you'd planned for 45 minutes, but you stood in the parking lot for an hour and a half. Still had a great time. Yeah, you got to stay flexible, of course. We're geocachers, so things do change. So it's funny, you show up at an event, maybe you might not even know anybody, and we all have this one thing in common, this crazy hobby, sport, obsession called geocaching, and you can make some great friends and spend a lot of time. All of a sudden 2 hours have gone by. I don't know how many events I've hosted. I'll set it for an hour or 2 hours and 4 hours go by and we're all still hanging out. It's a lot of fun. So let me review. So I showed you tip number 1 is how to find actual event caches through your profile or on the caching map. And Lori, that's a good tip. You said that you need to be in the new dashboard and not the old one to see that calendar. Yeah, that was updated some time ago. So if you don't see that calendar, update your dashboard. You can always go back, I believe, to the old one. But yeah, I really find that super handy for getting I'm a visual person. So having that visual right there on that map grid or calendar grid, I know what's coming up for events. Yeah. Number 2, read the description. Just like we should read the description when we're out geocaching, you definitely want to read the description for an event. So you have an idea of what to expect. Is it going to be outdoors? Is it going to be indoors? Is there something they'd like you to bring? Is it a costume event? Themed event or something like that. So you're prepared. So you are prepared for what you need to have fun at the event. Here we go. And then my number 4 tips is hosting events. So really anybody can host an event. So if you're finding that you're not seeing events in your area, well, why don't you host one? It's a great way to get to meet other geocachers, and they're really super easy to put together. It's like publishing a regular cache, but you publish an event. So I'm going to give you kind of some tips on how to host your own event. If I can get my calendar, my tips here to work. There we go. There we are. I'm using my Remarkable for my notes and it wasn't scrolling. Okay, so it's still not scrolling. Okay, so a couple of things around hosting events is you must submit them at least 2 weeks prior to the event date. So that's why I wanted to come on right away and talk about this. So if you wanted to host an event, say, you got your ducks in a row and we're able to submit it tomorrow, well, the event can't happen for 2 weeks after that. So be sure to plan ahead and get that submitted at least 2 weeks before your intended event date. You can publish events 6 months or more in advance. If you expect people to have to travel a long distance or stay overnight to attend your event. So, such as a camp out event or megas, they come up a year in advance, but you have to get special permission to do that. Most events are, within, I think it's 3 months time, 1 or 2 weeks to, a month or two out is when you want to host your event. So be sure that you get your event submitted at least 2 weeks before you actually, the day of that you want to have your event. And they must be a minimum of 30 minutes for regular events, and CITOs, I believe, are 1 hour if you're organizing a cash in and trash out event. So plan for that. We used to be able to do 15-minute, flash mobs. We can still do flash mobs, but they have to last at least 30 minutes. So that's one thing that has changed over the years. And then you want to pick a nice, appropriate venue for your event. Free is always best, such as what I mentioned earlier, hosting one in a local mall. They're air conditioned, free parking. You can get together in the, the food court area, potentially, just as long as you're not obstructing traffic or, causing an alarm in the mall. Or, at a park, shelter. Although you definitely want to check in with whoever owns that particular property. If it's a park shelter, a lot of those can be reserved and you have to pay a fee for that. So, if you plan to do one at a park shelter and somebody else has already reserved it, you're going to have to punt and find something else that day. And we would hate for that to happen. So, for sure. Check in with, if you're hosting it at a restaurant, let the restaurant management know and, ask permission. Is it okay? Oftentimes, they're going to waive any fees. If you want to use like their banquet room or something like that, they'll waive fees if they think folks are going to, order, but you can't make them come in and buy dinner to attend an event. So you want to be sure that everybody understands, the management understands what's going on and you understand what the requirements are of the restaurant. Like at a buffet, you've got to pay first to even get in. So that can be a little tricky. So be sure you get everything on up and up with your reviewer and with the management of whoever manages that particular property or park or what have you. Themes. Having a theme for an event is a lot of fun. We've done a lot of themes here in the Spokane area over the years. We used to do one in the wintertime around the Oscars. So it was movie themed. And we'd have a red carpet, we'd do photos, paparazzi, a lot of fun around themes. Geocachers like to dress up. Have you ever been to like going caching? Now that's a huge themed event that goes on for days around a giant story and a theme. So themes are a lot of fun, but you don't have to. Honestly, just a meet and greet to get together is still a great event. It's a fun way just for us to meet folks. But if you want to go that extra step, add some sort of theme, whatever that might be. We've even had events at dog parks. Dog parks are, free to access in our area, and folks can bring their dogs or not. And it's just a fun way to get together with our GeoPets as a bonus, or meet other GeoPets if you don't have one, or don't have one that's social enough to bring to a dog park. So they can be a lot of fun. Another types of themes are celebrations. I showed you earlier that 1-year anniversary celebration. I hosted my 20th celebration, my 20th cache-versary a while back. I've been geocaching for 20 years. That was a lot of fun to get to, talk about, reminisce over the 20 years of geocaching for me and all the friends and community that I've met along the way. So that's a great time. And raffles are a lot of fun too. You can do, or drawing, I guess is the technical term we want to use. And you can have some prizes. You can reach out to, local areas, stores and what have you that might have some, outdoor type prizes that you might want to award. So, to do a fun raffle or even ask people to bring their own. We've done white elephant events where everybody brings a wrapped gift or a gift. And then you do a white elephant drawing. I'm not going to go into all the details of that, just Google it. But they're a lot of fun. And also recommend, if you're hosting an event, to have name tags. Bring a little stack of name tags along, or something that people can write their name and their geocaching name and stick it right on their shirt or costume or what have you. Because it's great to be able to put names to faces. We see cache names in logs and and emails that we get around cache logs or in write-ups and such, but maybe we've never actually met the person. And I'm a little easier for a lot of people. They know I'm Lisa because I'm Lookout Lisa, but we all have two names, and it's nice to know their real name and their geocaching name. And so you can put it all together. So if you're hosting an event, or if you're attending an event, you can also purchase name tags that will have a place for you to put your name on and a tracking number. They can be trackable. So those are a lot of fun. So be sure to wear those. We have a cacher in our area that makes buttons. Oh, I should have brought one. I've got mine in the car that says, "Hi, I'm Lisa, Lookout Lisa." And so it's a little button that I can just put on my pack or my shirt or whatever I'm wearing at the time. So I don't have to have a name tag. I've got my button right there. So that's a good idea to have some way of identification or icebreaker as well for meeting people. And Lori, absolutely. As a host, it's a good idea to arrive early. Since in your area, cachers arrive extra early, I think that's a thing just about everywhere. I'm always one of those people that shows up like right at 5. It starts at 5. But if you're hosting, you want to show up like 4:15 because a lot of cachers are early. They come early. They want to help set up even, or, they just show up early. So be sure you're there to welcome people and you've got everything put together that you want for your event. So that's a really good tip too, for sure. Oh, and he made you one. Oh, and you forgot to wear your pin. Next time. There you go. For sure. So that is my tip number 4. If you don't have an event in your area, host one. Go ahead and put one out there. Just be sure you do it 2 weeks in advance and have some fun with it. Meet some other cachers. You can always also get together with a small group and co-host. So don't feel like you have to do everything by yourself. For sure, reach out to a friend or somebody else that already hosts an event and ask them if you can work with them on an event too, if it's your first one and you're not quite sure what you're doing. Have some fun with that and do a group thing. So my tip number 5 for events is you can log your own event. Did you know that? You can't log your own geocache hides, but you can log your own event. So if you're in an area with no events and you want to earn these souvenirs, you can host an event and you can log your own event. So bonus tip number 5, or tip number 5. So that's a great way to get that icon of events. And it's fun to be able to host them. And then you also get to log one. So I think it's kind of double dipping a little bit. So let me recap here. Come on, there we are. So I showed you how to find geocaches using your profile and the map, and you can do it on the apps as well. Just deselect everything and only select event icons, and they'll show up for you. Just be sure that they haven't passed already. Read the description so you know all those details, what you need to bring, when the date and time is. Be sure to log your will attend as well, and put it on your calendar. Don't forget. I've done that before. Oh, I log a will attend, and I'll be looking on Facebook the next day, and I see people attended the event and I forgot to go. There was a time there where we had a lot of events here in the Spokane area, so it was almost too easy to forget. But these days they're top of mind and they're on my calendar, so I know that they're coming up, the ones that I plan to attend. And Reagan is asking, attend, not a find, but counts. Yeah, a will attend does not count. That does not count as a find. You must actually log the event. And at the event, there may or may not be a log book. It wasn't required. It's not a requirement to have a log book, something that you physically sign at events, but often they do. But be sure to log it online for sure. And number 4, go ahead and host your own event. If you don't have any in the area, it's a lot of fun. So you can look back on past events, maybe ones that you've attended. Think about what you enjoyed the most about different geocaching events, and wrap those up into something fun for your area. And the number 5 tip is that you can log a find or an attended on your own geocache or on your own events. So that will then get you that icon for sure. So I want to give you a bonus tip. So my bonus tip for events is that this month, August, coincidentally, is also International Geocaching Day. And that is always the 3rd Saturday of August. So that turns out to be, let me look at my calendar here, 1, 2, 3, the 19th. So that's August 19th is the International Geocaching Day. And there's probably going to be a souvenir. I believe there is, if I read that correctly earlier, for that day as well. So you're going to start seeing events popping up for International Geocaching Day. And if you want to host an event, that's a great day to host one. So it's coming up in about 3 weeks. So you've got time to get your plan together and then submit it at least 2 weeks before the 19th. So that's this Saturday. So get it in. Friday, Saturday, get it done if you want to host one then. So that's a super fun day. There's been often big events around that. Groundspeak had theirs last year in Seattle, which they'll be doing every 5 and 10 years, different iterations of that. But they're not doing a big one this year. So it's up to us locally to have our own International Geocaching Day events. So that's a great day to host and or attend other geocaching events on that day. And somebody asked me earlier, oh, hang on, Lori says, your WSGA chapter is hosting on that day. Oh, you may do a CETA before. That's a great idea. So yeah, you can do a service project, a cleanup earlier, and then have a regular sort of meet and greet that your local geocaching chapter is putting together. So I love it. That'd be a lot of fun. And somebody asked me, so today's information that I'm sharing with you may or may not help you with the Geo Challenge of the month. More likely may. We'll talk more about that after Sunday. So the Geo Challenge of the month will be dropping on this Sunday. It's the first Sunday of every month, April through December. And I have issued Joshua a new challenge that he will be doing. And then we issue it out to all other geocachers to complete in order to earn a coin. Actually, we give away 4 coins every month. 1 first prize, 2 second prizes, and then a Cache Crate member. Any member of any of our subscriptions that submits has an extra chance to win 1 as well. So we give away 4. So stay tuned for that. But yeah, information from today probably will help you for the challenge. You're welcome. And Lori's asking, is it Friday yet so you can learn about it already? LOL. Yeah, so Patreon members of Joshua, the geocaching vlogger, get a heads up on Friday, the Friday before, what the new Geo Challenge is. So yeah, if you are a Patreon supporter of Joshua, you get a couple extra days bonus to work on your Geo Challenge. So yeah, that'll be coming out Friday, and then Sunday for everybody else. And I will be announcing July's winners later this week, actually. That's what I was going to do today. But with all this hubbub that I'm seeing about events, I wanted to go ahead and come on and share my top 5 tips for getting that event icon, which is tripping up a lot of people, especially newer cachers. They don't know how to find events. They don't really know how events work. Since the pandemic, we couldn't even have events for a long time. And we had a lot of new people join geocaching during that time. Because just regular hiding and seeking caches was something easy and safe that we could do during the pandemic. But now events are back. And so we got to learn how to do these things, folks, right? So that's why I wanted to come on and share my top 5 tips. Well, first to unpack what event caches are, and then my top 5 tips. So again, just to reiterate one last time, and then I'll let y'all go, is I showed you how to find caches just using the icon on the map or on your profile, calendar view. Read the description fully so you know what you're getting yourself into and if it's the right event for you, or maybe it's already happened. So, if you miss it, you missed it. You DNF'd it. Be sure to log a will attend and put it on your own personal calendar as well. Make sure you get that notification to remind you. If you're like me, if it's not on the calendar, it doesn't happen. So I put it on my calendar, so I'm sure to not miss and DNF an event. Gave you lots of tips on hosting your own event, such as find a great venue and make it a themed cache event, potentially. Boy, I'm losing my voice. There, that's a little better, I hope. And that tip number 5 is that you can log your own event. So you can log it as attended and you will earn that event icon. So you can earn that souvenir, the easy souvenir and the hard souvenir. They both have the event icon for the iconic cacher for this month's Wheel of Challenges. And then my bonus one is watch for or host an event on International Geocaching Day, which is the 3rd Saturday of August every year, 3rd Saturday of August. And this may or may not be helpful, all this information I'm sharing with you for this month's Geo Challenge of the month with my partnership with Joshua, the geocaching blogger. So Scouter, what you got here? You just published a book. Oh, geocaching journal to help cachers get information about other geocachers they meet. Oh, that's a neat idea. Send me information about that. I'd like to know more about that. Just send me an email, or if it's easier to do a Facebook message as well. So yeah, I'd love to hear more about that. What you got going on? Well, awesome, guys. Well, thank you for joining me and sharing some of your tips. I saw quite a few folks were sharing some tips and things that they've done for events. And as Lori has shared, and I can definitely attest, it's a lot of fun hosting your own events. It doesn't take a lot of planning, and feel free to reach out, get a group of friends together to host a fun event and work together on that if you'd like to, or just super simple, publish a meet and greet at a coffee shop and show up. I've done that too. Or somewhere in a park. It's amazing. You can just plop coordinates out in the wilderness and people will show up. It's kind of crazy. Just be prepared for everything that goes along with a group of people having fun together. Yes, you are saying that it is very stress-free and super simple to start with. Yeah, for sure. Just a super simple meet and greet at a coffee shop or a park somewhere. Yeah, free, easy. We like that. Thanks, Lori. I appreciate you saying that. All right, well, everybody have a fantastic week. This is our off week for the Mappy Hour. So there is no Mappy Hour this Friday. So get out there, start making plans for your events and getting all those different icons coming up. If you're a Patreon member, you'll be getting that notification. And then on Sunday, the new Geo Challenge will drop. So stay tuned for that. And I'll be back next Wednesday, same cache time, same cache channel for our live at 5. And, oh, Reagan, hang on. What was that? Oh, an old adage, post it and people will show. If not, there will be. You were there to see it. Absolutely. Yeah. Events, really, it's surprising. Post it and they will show up. They will come and attend. It's been fun. I've met so many interesting people, even just travelers coming through that happen, if you're traveling, look for events. I should have put that on there as a bonus tip. Oh, bonus tip number 3. If you are traveling, look for events where you are traveling. It's a great way to meet up with other local cashers in different areas, for sure. I've definitely done that too. Cool. Well, thank you, everybody. Have a fantastic week. Stay cool. Get out, find those caches, get all those icons if you want to. And oh, yeah, absolutely, Lori. That's another good tip. If you have local Facebook pages, post it there to let others know. Absolutely. Yeah, we've got our IE, Inland Empire geocaching group, and lots of folks will post about events, especially if they're further out, more than 50 miles away. If you're hosting an event like in Spokane, but maybe it's going to be in Moses Lake or something a little further away, and you want to let folks know, definitely post in those different Facebook groups for sure. Yeah, use social media. That's free too. Thanks, Lori. Good tips. Awesome. Well, thanks, everybody. Have a fantastic evening. It's dinner time here, and we're going to be working on our caching plans for this weekend this evening, and looking forward to continued nice weather here. Hopefully no fires. All right, take care, everybody. Happy caching. We'll see you all next week. Same cache time, same cache channel. Bye-bye.